DTMreview.com here with the Retro Rampage podcast, episode 29. I'm Aaron, and this is Zach. What's up, everybody?
Nothing much, man.
Nothing much, man. Well, there's a lot up, as I usually say, and a lot of down, too. Hulkamania's down. Guy can't fucking, there's definitely a segue there. His misfortunes kind of make this little segment a WWE segment, but we originally were just going to talk about the fact that was it Arnold Schwarzenegger? He signed on his likeness to be in the new WWE 2K, or what is it? What the fuck is it?
WWE
2K15. What are we on? 2016. What's the deal there? I mean, so have you seen screenshots? Is he in full like Terminator garb? Is he T1 or T2? What are we talking?
I think I read that it's going to be like Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 will be like another like bonus skin or whatever.
They better load me up with all the skins, man.
Wait, I got to hear it. You can play as Terminator only if you pre-order, and 2 models will be included in the package: the Terminator from the original film and 1 modeled after the sequel, Judgment Day. Okay, so that's what I just said.
Okay, rock on. How do you pin a fucking Terminator?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I doubt are they going to create a handicap with this character? Probably not. Well, that's cool. I mean, I don't know. It's cool, but it's kind of hokey too. Like, what the fuck does the Terminator have to do with wrestling?
Yeah, they actually all that they've released is this video where it's recreating the scene from Terminator 2 where he's in the biker bar.
Oh.
And there's like a bunch of wrestlers there instead of the normal people.
Yeah.
Like that Dean Ambrose or whatever. You watch it now at all?
No, I don't follow it hardcore these days.
I watch it whenever there's nothing else on here and there.
It's entertaining. I'll still do that.
Yeah. It's the scene where guitars and Cadillacs.
Oh, I know. Dwight Yoakam. Guitars and Cadillacs and hillbilly music. And you see that fucking, she checks out his cock. That waitress, she likes looking back, and she's chewing gum. She's checking out his fucking robot cock. A robo cock. But, okay, and I've always wanted to talk about that movie real quick. What planet does that motherfucking biker think that he's on, that he can step up to Arnold Schwarzenegger, naked or not, a guy that huge, blows smoke in his face and say, "You forgot to say please," and then put his stogie out in his chest? Would anybody in their right mind do that to somebody that looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Anybody? I don't think so. That looked like the guy that played fucking Buffalo Bill, by the way. I don't know if it was or not, but he kind of looked like him. Pull it out! That sounds really homosexual. Anyway, sorry. But the whole thing is funny, and it's getting a little overshadowed, though. We can't just not mention it. WrestleMania games were actually some of my favorite games back in the day. Some of the ones on the NES, but I loved some of the ones on the Super NES, man. Back in the days of Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase, and Jake the Snake Roberts, and Razor Ramon, and shit like that. But fucking Scott Hall, he abandoned his fucking heritage. He's like this cliche Cuban or whatever, like total just grease back hair and so stereotyped. It was so horrible. But
I was actually talking about that with my cousin on our last show. Like, that'd be great if they made a throwback wrestling game where they just picked an era, like the Attitude Era, and they put the characters in like they were and all their movesets and entrances and all that.
It's stupid, man. Well, clearly Scott Hall was a method actor because he had the coke addiction down of like, somebody like Razor Ramon would probably have. Is he still alive?
Yeah, I think so.
Man, isn't he like hanging on a thread? And isn't he like 1 million surgeries and like a stroke, and his health problems are shit though.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but you can't ignore Hulk. He was the star of quite a few of those back in those days, man. The days when I used to watch it and I played those games, it was all about Hulkamania. We could also talk about his shitty movies too. I love Mr. Nanny Man for life. But I also love the WWF arcade game that was on the PlayStation and probably Sega Saturn and stuff like that. But hell, I think they had a shitty version of it on the Super Nintendo. But obviously the arcade, I love that game, man. Fucking had Doink in it, man. Yokozuna. That was good.
What's your favorite wrestling movie?
You mean movie about wrestling or starring a wrestler?
Wrestling movie about wrestling.
About wrestling. Well, Mickey Rourke's the wrestler. Duh.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say Ready to Rumble.
Oh,
With Jimmy King.
You can keep your David Arquette, man.
Oh, man. We were actually going to do an episode on that.
I remember he did promo on WWE for that movie.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. But it's such a gimmicky thing these days, and I know Arnold's been on there to promote like a couple of movies and stuff like that, and I know Hugh Jackman's been on there. I mean, obviously it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, so it's almost as strong as appearing on the Tonight Show. You know, it's tapping into a market. Right. You know, I mean, maybe Trailer Trash watches the Tonight Show. I mean, it is a free channel. You know, so who knows? But Hulk Hogan, I've got my opinions on him. He's it's mixed because I mean he went down for some racist comments, and he's pretty much getting Chris Benoit. He's getting deleted from history. They want nothing to do with him. They're wiping their hands clean, taking out of the Hall of Fame, the whole 9 yards. Mixed feelings about this. One, because as shitty as that is to say things like he said, it's crazy to think that somebody can have decades of notoriety and infamy and hard work just erased with one thing said, you know?
Yeah.
Like a Dog the Bounty Hunter thing, or because here's the thing, I know I'm not defending it. I'm not just
yeah,
go
what
ahead.
he said is totally like just stupid, but
It's stupid. Now there was two things going around and people were getting confused. Did you see the right one? Because a lot of people were attaching an old thing to this article because they didn't have the other audio, and then people were like, well, "That's not even bad." But there's a transcript.
yeah, I know what he said.
The one that is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not justifying that in any way.
It was during a sex tape, which is odd.
I'm not justifying anything in any way. I just think that if you phone tapped all of us 24 hours a day, or you bugged us or filmed us 24 hours a day, you would catch us all doing some things that we wouldn't want other people to see, right? Nobody's perfect. And how many times have you been guilty of, you know, taking your bad day out on somebody, or maybe slipping something you wouldn't normally say and then feeling bad about it?
Yeah.
It happened, everybody, and everybody's a hypocrite. The thing is they know this. WWE, my lord, Vince McMahon might be the biggest racist in the world. I don't know, but the thing is he has to save face.
Yeah.
It's a corporation. He has to do what he has to do. You know, to every man for themselves at that point. You have to distance yourself from him.
Yeah.
But
I think that like it was probably a good idea to just fire him, you know, but like erasing him completely just doesn't make sense.
I know, it's not like, I don't think he Benoit anybody.
Yeah.
He didn't murder his family.
Right.
That's a little easier. But like, I don't know. So that's the one side of the coin. But Hulk Hogan as a person is a shitbag. I'm not saying he doesn't have it coming. I'm just saying for the reasons. Because I mean, I'm not really thinking about Hulk Hogan as I am people like I said, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Or, I would say Mel Gibson, but that motherfucker fucked up twice. It's kind of his fault. He kind of almost got forgiven the first time. He kind of came out of that still alive, and then he did it again. Mm-hmm. So that's just stupidity. But
that stuff with this Hulk's son and all that stuff. And I guess all this started because they were talking about his daughter and like her music career or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny because he kind of threw his daughter under the bus, like he doesn't even think much of her. Like, oh, she must be sleeping with this guy that's paying for her music now or something like that.
Well, I don't know what he's bitter at. I mean, who knows? Hulk has so many problems. I mean, the thing is he's lost credibility with me because, you know, I used to read books and articles about him when I was a little kid. He used to claim that he was like a born-again Christian, and he used to play that card a lot. I'm not saying...
You remember that rap album he came out with?
Yes. It's horrible.
Yeah. He like rapped about getting into heaven and stuff like that.
Not nearly as good as the Macho Man.
Oh yeah, the Macho Man one.
Be a man, Hogan. He had his slam song, his diss track.
Yeah.
He also had a slow jam club song too, which I really like.
Yeah.
But he had his fallen homie track too, his tribute song to Mr. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
It was so cliche. But I'm saying, no, but he did. You know, he used to say stuff like that. And now, whether that was just PR moves for like because he was like role model for children.
Right.
You know, because like I also had like a little children's Bible that had celebrities in it that were giving testimonies and stuff, and he was in there. And anyway, it was just all a big facade, and I think it was all work for PR and stuff, and having a good image and all that stuff. And I'm not saying you can't be like that and make mistakes, because you can, but
right.
Look, we're looking at a guy that exploited his whole family on a shitty reality show. That. You know, his marriage fell apart because they just straight up failed at it. You know, made a sex tape. He slept with Bubba the Love Sponge's fucking wife. Granted, Bubba gave him permission. I'm sorry. Yeah. That was the sex tape he was in.
Yeah.
The sex tape that he got, the sex tape got out there. That was Bubba the Love Sponge's, the radio personality's wife. And he's a big fucking swinger pervert, and he let him fuck his wife. And just like as a bro, like, okay, it's gross. That's douchebag. He exploited the hell out of his daughter. I'm sorry, he exploited his daughter because she's got little talent.
Yeah.
And the topper of it, the whole thing is the whole deal with Nick Hogan.
Yeah.
He was driving recklessly, drinking or whatever, got his friend killed. It all goes. I mean, everybody should be accountable for their own acts, but you know, Hogan. He's the one that spoiled the shit out of that little kid. That little kid thought he can get away with anything because he's a rich kid, and you know Hogan gives him access to all his expensive ass toys when he's just barely learning to drive, and obviously doesn't discipline him or give a shit too much. I'm sorry, I would never do shit like that.
He did get away with it, didn't he?
And he basically did get away with it. And then when he goes down for it, dude, neither him or Hulk or Linda Hogan showed any remorse.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. They were being selfish, just talking about their son. Like, oh, he served his time. He got a slap on the wrist. He served I don't know how many months in a fucking country club. He was as minimal security. He had his own bunk. It was like fucking summer camp. I'd be excited about that. I mean, I don't have to go to work and I can just sleep as late as I want. That's great. And there was like phone recordings that were released, him crying, talking to Hulk. I can't make it in here. He's like a little bitch.
Well, he wasn't even crying about his friend. He was just
he was crying and bitching about he was getting what he was going through. Yeah. And Hulk was sitting there patting him on the back in this phone conversation, and in the press they were saying basically, you know what, Nick served his time, yada yada. He learned, he's paid for his crimes. A lot of people would disagree with you, and the parents of the kid that died wouldn't agree with that as well. Because it's like, I'm sorry, man, but if that was me and I made a horrible choice and it cost somebody a life, there's nothing that I could do. There's nothing that I wouldn't stop. I would stop at nothing to try and make amends. I certainly wouldn't bitch about what I got out of the deal.
Yeah.
And, I'd be living with that guilt forever, man. So, I mean, just the way they handled that entire case made me lose every ounce of respect for him. And Hulk Hogan, too. He's a shitbag. So, I don't know. I don't really give a shit if I ever play one of his video games again. I'm glad I don't have his fucking plush doll anymore. Remember those things?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have watched Mr. Nanny since then, so maybe I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah.
But, anyway. Yeah. Terminator in the fucking 2K WWE. Those games do look pretty sweet, by the way. I've never got a chance to play them.
Yeah, I want to too.
The later 2K games, they look super customizable. They're the creator wrestlers. I've seen some people make some really wicked ones. Like, it seems like there's a lot of option there. It looks like they finally sort of gotten out of that whole awkward era they were in for a while, in like the 64 PlayStation era. Like, Warzone is all fucking clunky, and WCW, NWO Thunder, I used to play that one on the PlayStation and stuff. Yeah. But, I don't know. Sorry. This podcast started out as the Hulk, the Terminator thing. And it might have become a Hulk bashing thing. But, who could ignore it? But anyway, he was an icon. He was part of a lot of games that I played. And, nostalgic movies that we all watched when we were kids. So, whatever, man. He's not going to be selling fucking Rent-A-Wreck or what does he fucking sell? What was he selling on fucking TV when nobody would hire him?
Oh, man. I don't even remember.
Like Rent-A-Wreck or fucking some like rental cars or like fucking insurance. No, or it was like title loan. It was pathetic, man, because let's face it, man, him and Vince McMahon hate each other.
Yeah.
They hate each other, man. It's been strictly business. He's been fired. He's been brought back on, yada, yada. It's all fan driven. Like, I think Vince McMahon, he might have been happy about this. Like, fuck it. Yes, this is my out. You're gone. Because no one's going to get mad at me now.
Yeah. But what's kind of funny is it's like WrestleMania is named after him, basically. You know, like the Hulkamania stuff. And
was it actually named after him?
Yeah, and Hulk was actually the first WrestleMania ever was Hulk and
Andre.
I think Roddy Piper.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Well, it shows how much I know. But Roddy Piper, man, that's a guy I could talk about for a good hour. But anyway, let us know what you guys think. Just to kind of keep it in the spirit of video games, let us know what you think about the Hulk thing. I don't really care. I'm not afraid to get a little, current event-y and political. But yeah, let us know what your favorite wrestling game was back in the day, and I don't know, and whether or not Arnold Schwarzenegger is gonna really make you pre-order the WWE 2K game. I think it's kind of neat, but I'm not gonna buy it for that.
I wonder if they had him come in and do some voice acting, like for
probably not
when he's getting pinned and stuff, like
or maybe like even some mocap work.
Yeah.
I wonder how good his render looks. But anyway, let us know what you think. But anyway, let us know what you guys think. BTMreview.com, the Facebook, Twitter at BTM Presents, Tumblr, or should I say Tumblr? And yeah, all that good stuff. And hopefully you'll be back for some more. I like the next episode. The next episode's got me excited talking a little Dragon Quest. Anyway, I'm Aaron.
I'm Zach.
Catch you guys later.